You both ran out of battery. All right. Hang on. But now we're working, I think. So can you hear me? You probably have a bit of an echo in there at the moment. I'm sorry about that. I should check my gear. Apparently flight. Apparently flight killed it. Give me 2 seconds. Slightly. Let's see if this makes a big difference. I am so sorry about all of that noise. There we go. How does this now look? And sound. So I just adjust it. Let's see. Hello. Oh, wow, the troubles of being back at home. It seems like we've got moderately decent sound, but maybe not entirely ideal. But it's working. And I think you can hear me. So here we are, back at home. And for those of you who are watching again, I apologize for the noise and the mess in the morning. It is 7:50 a.m. and I just woke up. We got home at I think 3 in the morning. So it's been definitely has been a short night for me, but a short night in a good way, because it's always nice to be back home in your own bed. And we are going to have our morning coffee before I go off on a walk this morning and get the morning low intensity steady state in. For those of you who are watching, my name is Toby. I am 41 years old and I train to live an active, self-sufficient and adventurous life. I do so by minding my sleep. I try to get between 7 and 9 hours in a night. I do so by minding what I eat. I try to eat within my energy balance. That means that I try to eat which means that I try to eat between 21 and 2200 calories in a day. Gareth, 303, thanks for dropping by, saying hi. I hope you're doing well this morning, and I hope life is treating you well where you're at. I was just getting started on the stream this morning. It's going to be a short one because I never like talking too long when the sound's sort of iffy. But let's see how far we get and how well this goes. So I try to mind what I eat, between 21 and 2200 calories, lots of greens and vegetables, and I try to eat sufficient protein to hit my protein goals for strength and muscle growth. All of this because I want to live a healthy, active, self-sufficient life, not only now but also in the future. I also show up for training. I show up for strength training, conditioning training, strength conditioning training, HIIT training, mobility training, endurance training, and as you can hear, that means that I'm probably doing something every day of the week and doing something different every day of the week. Geese 88, good morning. I hope you're doing all right. I hope Texas is treating you well, and I hope that life is treating you well in general, where you are at the end of your day. For me, it is the start of the day, and it is a bit of a later start of the day because we got home at 3 a.m., but I still decided to get up early, so 4 hours later, and try to start a normal routine as a way to get back into things. And I've been up actually for about 40 minutes now, and I just realized my microphone's not working, so the sound this morning is going to be slightly off and slightly terrible, and I am sorry about that. But let me know in the chat if the sound is really terrible or if you're really having a hard time hearing me. Tomorrow, I guarantee everything's going to be back to normal. So, there are probably going to be a couple of reflections in the next few days on getting back into things and how to get back into things after a break, even though I haven't been out of things. Thanks. I'm glad to hear it and good to have the feedback. I'm happy that this works as well. What can I say? It is nice to be home, and it is nice to be home, and it is nice to have been on holidays and to have been in a place where there was sunshine and beach and different food and different experiences to have. Even though I was working the first week, having the second week off was great. We had great family time and we relaxed and we spent time together and we played games together. Just generally had, such a good time, so much fun together. I think that it is very important that we remember that taking breaks like that with the people we love, with the people we care about, is as important as everything else that we try to do for our general health and fitness. All right. There's my morning coffee, which I foamed up the soy milk cold. Today is just not my day. So this is going to be a bit of an iced coffee, but it's promising to be a hot day. So I guess we can just take that in stride and start the day like this. I should have just gone out for my walk and forgotten about the stream, but hey, here we are. So getting back into things, right? And how to do that, because sometimes we need to take a break. Sometimes we travel. Sometimes we go into a different environment, and in that new environment, how am I going to put this? In a new environment, it is so much easier to develop new habits. And I talked a little bit about this yesterday, right? So that we go on holidays and then we suddenly think, well, now I'm going to do everything different because usually I live under such a strict regime that now that I am on a break, I am also going to take a break from my healthy life. Whereas the healthy life is the foundation and should be kind of like the baseline, the healthy lifestyle that everything else is built upon. So you're not taking a break from it. You are doing different things while leading that active lifestyle, if that makes any sense at all. I hope that makes sense, and I'm really appreciating all of the likes. Thanks for dropping by and for giving me that thumbs up. And I'm glad that people are able to check into the stream, even though it's about 3 hours later than I would usually be streaming. Justin, hey buddy, I hope you're doing all right, and I hope life is treating you well where you're at in the world, and I hope you're having a good, probably end of the day, as I'm starting off my day. Short on sleep, short on juice in the power department for my microphone. Made a cold cappuccino for myself to start the day off with, but at least it's got caffeine. It's going to give me that kick that's going to carry me through the morning before I probably crash and need to take a nap, as I try to kickstart myself into a normal rhythm again. But still, this tastes pretty good, and I'm happy to be having it. So we don't take a break from our healthy lifestyle, right? We do different things in a different environment with the lifestyle that we have, because that lifestyle is the way we want to live, to do the things we want to do for life, and to live that long and healthy life that we aspire to live, regardless of the things we want to accomplish over the course of that lifetime. But that being said, like getting back and getting back to the home, to the kitchen, as you can see, and trying to figure out what I'm going to do, or what I was going to do this morning, whether I was going to sleep in, or whether I was going to try to kickstart my day and suffer the penalty of one night of very poor sleep. And I understand all the detrimental effects of a poor night of sleep on my body, on my brain, on my ability to recover. But I decided that I was going to try and wake up early. And if I woke up, I was just going to get on with the morning routine as quickly and as normally as possible, because by going out early, I help manage my circadian rhythm. I keep doing what I was doing yesterday and the day before. So I have more or less, I shifted my wake up time by 1 hour, give or take, which is still acceptable, but maybe a bit risky. But by going outside now for an hour, getting that sunlight, I'm actually kickstarting my day to make sure that my rhythm is going to stay more or less unchanged tomorrow and the days after, even though I might get a bit tired later on. Tomorrow morning I'm also going to be doing some mobility, and I'm going to be going out for a walk again, but I will try to be here at my regular time. And I think it's important for us to look at the impact the environment we're in, and what impact that has on our health and on our fitness journey, and on the habits we have specifically, is what I'm trying to get at. Sick for last week with flu, so I'm going to work out. It'll be tough next week. Oh, I just want to. I hope you're feeling. I hope you're feeling better, Justin. I hope the flu went away. Well, there you go. So you're an early riser like me, and just getting up to kickstart your day before everything else starts. Like I was saying, I do it because it is the only time for me that I'm pretty sure the family is going to be asleep. I am dreadfully terrified one of the kids is going to wake up in the next 10 minutes before I actually get a chance to go out on my walk. But probably that's not going to happen. They're going to sleep till 9, maybe 10. And that's good, because they need that, right? Whereas I am an adult, I'm better at regulating my emotions and my mood, even on a slight lack of sleep, so to speak. But environment matters for habits, and actually I find it quite easy and simple to get back into things being at home. But what also matters is that we realize that a break, a holiday, going from our home to a different place and spending some time there is a great way to trigger ourselves to want to develop new and different habits. And the reason for that is relatively straightforward, right? We're in a different bed, we're in a different room, we're in a different supermarket, we're in a different time zone maybe, we're in a different rhythm. So it is very easy for us to try to develop habits that are going to help us survive and thrive in that new environment and in that new setup and rhythm. I'm sorry, in that where everything is different. And I think it's easy for us to forget that the role that the environment plays in picking up habits, but also sustaining habits. See, I'm back home. It took me 15 minutes to set up everything this morning after I loaded the laundry and other stuff out of the suitcase into the washing machine, so that that's going to be done in a couple of hours in the morning. And I promised my kids I was going to make them pancakes. So after this is done, after I've gone my walk, I have my work cut out for me this morning to actually create a delicious breakfast for everyone. But it's very easy to fall back into the rhythm of things. I know where everything is, I know what's stocked, I know how the internet works, I know how the coffee machine works, how the stove works, and I just pick up everything right where I left it off. So getting back into things in that sense is relatively straightforward and easy. Whereas taking a break away from our home and the home environment could also be very helpful for us in maybe trying to break that cycle of habits of the types of foods we're eating, the types of drinks we're drinking, the sleep rhythm that we have, maybe the snacking habits that we've developed, because a new environment triggers a lot of new behaviors that are going to help us actually um, make those little lifestyle changes that we that we want to make to lead longer, healthier, and more active lives as we grow older. Yes, this comes back to the one of the points that I always try to make is that a part of this is habit, but what informs a lot of our habits are the routines we set up in the environment we live in. So the things we buy and stock in the fridge, the stores we go to do our shopping, the demands, responsibilities, and commitments we have in this environment that kind of determine the ebb and flow or the day and night rhythm of our daily lives. The times we have to pick up kids from daycare, the times we have to drop them off to school, the time we have to be at the train station for commute, but also where we purchase foods and why we purchase them in the quantities that we do, and what we keep in the house is going to have a big impact on the quality of habits that we are able to develop for our long-term, short-term and long-term health and fitness. So different environment, different cues, different triggers, and that means that we'll develop different habits, which is great. At the same time, getting back home after a trip like that, it would be easy to sleep in and to continue to do things differently. But what I'm trying to do is just kind of brute force myself back into the daily rhythm of getting up early, setting up stream, doing my exercise like I did during my holiday, because it is a part of my health and habit routines. But I did it in a different environment, trying to translate that discipline back to this environment again, despite being tired and maybe not having slept sufficiently, but to help myself establish or re-establish the normal rhythm of things as they go on, because I know that will also give me the greatest chance of sustaining my healthy habits over time. I'll take a different way to the gym. Different grocery stores. Yeah, that's very true. Those things do mix it up, and different grocery stores means that we have to walk around different aisles, look for things. We might discover different foods. It makes it easy for us to go off autopilot and to select the things that we maybe would not otherwise buy or put in our shopping basket. Speaking of grocery stores, I probably also need to go to the grocery store this morning on my way back to pick up some things. So hey friends, I appreciate you dropping by. Justin, Geese, Gareth, thanks for dropping by, for saying hello. I hope you're all doing well where you're at in the world. I am at the end of my morning coffee. And slightly at the end of the material that I wanted to discuss. I'm glad that the sound quality turned out to be okay despite me not having my usual microphone set up. Everything should be fine again. Tomorrow I'll probably be back in the kitchen on the workout mats doing some mobility before going out for a slightly longer walk in the morning. Stay well, be well. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for saying hi. And remember, for those of you who are watching, this is about the way I feel, not about the way I look. I would like to feel fit, capable, and competent for whatever life is going to throw at me. I am 41. I'm probably going to live to be 90, if not older, with all the societal and medical advances. And it is, for me, an imperative to try to stay fit, healthy, discomfort and disease-free, off medicine for as long as I can, while setting a good example for my children, showing them what an active life will be and passing on good habits for them to survive and thrive in an environment that seems to be very much geared towards making us obese and unhealthy, because it is hard to develop and maintain a healthy lifestyle. High Energy Ape, thanks for dropping by and saying hi. I hope you're doing well, and I hope life is treating you well. I was just wrapping up, actually. I've had my coffee, and I'm on my way to do my walk, and probably going to do a little bit of shopping on the way back to make sure we have the things we need in the house this morning for pancakes and for breakfast, and to make the most of the day. And I appreciate you dropping by and saying hi. Remember, friends, that we're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And this person we are today is going to get us to where we want to be tomorrow. So a bit of kindness is going to go a long way. And the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. I appreciate the 5 likes. Thanks so much. And I will be back tomorrow for a back to normal routine workout mobility chat before we go out on a walk. So do remember to check back in, and we're going to try to reestablish a normal rhythm again, so we can start the week like that. Take care. Have a good Saturday, Friday night, Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening, depending on where you are in the world. And remember, friends, subscribe.